I'm just kind of ready for the next chapter and a new challenge in my life, but I think the reason I decided to announce it when I did was just to have that closure.
Just moments ago, Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexie Hull shocked fans with a major announcement that's sending waves through the world of women's basketball. Standing together, the trio unveiled a bold new move that nobody anticipated, reshaping the league's future, sparking fan excitement, and surprising even insiders. From career-altering choices to powerful displays of unity, this isn't just news, it's a game-changer. What did they reveal that's turning heads everywhere? Stay tuned, because this announcement is bigger than anyone expected. An unexpected alliance and a defining shift in the WNBA. On July 8, 2025, a surprising partnership among three of the league's most discussed figures sent shockwaves through the sport. Caitlin Clark, the 2024 top draft pick whose rookie year reignited national interest, teamed up with Phoenix Mercury veteran Sophie Cunningham and Indiana Fever rising star Lexie Hull. Their meeting wasn't a casual conversation. What insiders describe as a coordinated reveal unfolded behind closed doors at the Indiana Fever training facility, sparking urgent discussions from locker rooms to front offices. What brought these three together, each from different teams and entirely different stages of their careers, goes far beyond personal goals. Their unified stance points to a broader movement forming, one aimed at reshaping the core of women's professional basketball. This comes at a pivotal time as the WNBA reaches record highs in viewership, sponsorships, and global reach. Yet behind the scenes, players continue to voice long-standing concerns about pay, career longevity, and the business model of the league. Clark brings unmatched star power and a surge of new fan energy. Cunningham adds grit, experience, and the respect earned through years in the league. Hull, still early in her path, represents the potential of tomorrow's game. Together, their influence signals something bigger. Possibly new demands for stronger player rights, better pay systems, improved working conditions, or even a new player-driven initiative to protect and elevate careers from draft day through retirement. Whatever they're planning, the timing is no coincidence, and the basketball world is watching. This alliance also stands out for bridging generational divides and team rivalries, showcasing a unity that could shift how decisions are made across the league. Their collaboration appears to call not only for fairness and opportunity, but also for a redefinition of how the WNBA invests in its players, not just through marketing but long-term development. Their meeting arrives just as conversations intensify around expansion, media rights, and CBA negotiations. If these three are stepping forward now, it's likely because they believe their collective leverage can finally influence change for players past, present, and future. Adding urgency is the rising power of players as global brands, social voices, and now potentially policy influencers. Caitlin Clark's sold-out arenas and record-breaking TV numbers haven't just brought fans, they've drawn corporate money and media attention that once overlooked the league. Cunningham's years juggling overseas contracts highlight players' ongoing frustrations with financial stability. And Hull, armed with her Stanford background and early career perspective, represents a generation still learning what it takes to build a sustainable life around basketball. Together, they may be crafting the first chapter of a new era, one where visibility leads not only to sponsorships but to structural change that truly secures the future of women's basketball. And what exactly are these stars setting in motion, and could it redefine the WNBA forever? Stay tuned. You won't want to miss this. When player salaries' star power aligns with purpose, as the 2025 WNBA season approaches, anticipation builds, but not just around scores or standings. Off the court, a different kind of game-changing momentum is quietly taking shape. On July 8th, at the Indiana Fever training facility, a strategic meeting between Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexie Hull hinted at something far more lasting than a buzzer-beater moment. Sources close to the league suggest this trio is preparing to take a decisive step, one that targets the core of inequality in women's professional basketball. At the heart of their mission lies a long-standing issue: player salaries. Despite the WNBA's rising popularity and growing media spotlight, even top-tier athletes still earn a fraction of the revenue their talent generates. Clark's arrival in 2024 shifted that dynamic. Her presence has filled arenas, pushed TV ratings beyond the million-viewer mark, and triggered record-breaking merchandise sales. Simply put, Caitlin Clark has become the WNBA's most powerful financial driver. Yet, like her teammates and peers, she remains bound by a restrictive salary cap that undervalues her impact. Clark's massive social following and commercial reach rival, and sometimes surpass, those of male athletes in far larger leagues. That alone gives her tremendous leverage. Combine that with Cunningham's leadership and Hull's rising platform, and you have a coalition capable of challenging outdated structures. Their efforts, insiders suggest, extend far beyond personal gain. They may aim to elevate standards for compensation, working conditions, and league-wide policies that shape the careers of every athlete wearing a WNBA uniform, whether veteran or rookie. And if successful, their push could become the blueprint for the next generation of women's sports. What makes this moment even more significant is the timing. With the WNBA experiencing unprecedented growth in revenue and viewership, these three are stepping up at a time when the league is more ready for evolution than ever before. Their partnership could ignite not just reforms, but a cultural shift, one where athletes hold a stronger voice in shaping the business, branding, and foundation of the sport. By merging their influence with strategic purpose, they're proving that real power in sports goes far beyond stats. It lies in transforming the system for those who will follow. So how could this quiet movement rewrite the rules for every WNBA player? Stay tuned. This changes everything. The power meets responsibility mission behind the movement. As the spotlight grows brighter on Caitlin Clark's every move, a deeper question rises. How will she use this rare level of influence to elevate the game for everyone? Her rookie year didn't just produce highlight reel moments. It shifted the entire business landscape of the WNBA. But now, insiders say Clark is thinking far beyond personal records and endorsement deals. Behind the scenes in Indiana, her talks with Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hull seem to be laying the foundation for something much larger than individual achievements. Clark's visibility, on the court and across media platforms, gives her the kind of leverage few women's basketball players have ever held. And she clearly understands that power comes with responsibility. The issues themselves aren't new. Limited salaries, difficult travel conditions, and a lack of long-term developmental support. But Clark's involvement in what may become a joint, player-led movement suggests she views her success as an entry point, not the final destination. Sophie Cunningham, meanwhile, brings the grit and experience of someone who has lived every corner of the WNBA reality. From grinding through small paychecks to spending off-seasons overseas just to stay afloat, the Phoenix Mercury veteran has seen firsthand how the current system forces players to choose between passion and survival. She has played under outdated policies and limited exposure, yet helped push the league toward the spotlight it enjoys today. Her global background and years of union engagement position her as a steady voice for change that works practically, not just theoretically. Together, Clark's momentum and Cunningham's wisdom form a rare alignment. With Lexie Hull representing the league's emerging future, their collaboration may be exactly what the WNBA needs to transform rising attention into lasting progress. So how did this unlikely trio become the league's strongest hope for real, sustainable reform? Keep watching to uncover the deeper truth. The bridge between generations, the bridge between generations. Sophie Cunningham's presence in this developing movement carries the weight of years spent pushing through a system that often offered too little in return. She's not just a veteran traded to the Indiana Fever. She's part of the backbone that helped lift the WNBA from overlooked to headline-worthy. Her alignment with Caitlin Clark isn't only symbolic, it's strategic. Together, they represent a rare blend of legacy and momentum, proof of what happens when past challenges meet future promise. Analysts are already noting the significance of this bond. Cunningham's willingness to stand with rising stars like Clark and Lexie Hull signals something powerful. A true bridging of generations in a league that urgently needs it. It's a reminder that progress doesn't come from one era replacing another, but from building something stronger together. And then there's Hull, the Stanford standout and 6th overall pick in the 2022 WNBA draft. Young enough to still be shaping her path, but experienced enough to recognize the flaws in the system. Her time at one of the most elite basketball programs showed her what real structural support can create. Now in Indiana, sharing the floor with Clark and Cunningham, she brings the voice of the next generation. One that echoes the dreams and concerns of countless young players hoping to build sustainable careers in a league still fighting for its full respect. Hull represents more than skill. She represents transition. Her choices, whether to seek stability overseas, pursue off-season opportunities, or fight for change at home, mirror what many young WNBA players quietly consider. And her involvement in this emerging initiative suggests those silent worries may finally be finding a united voice. So how will their next move reveal what so many WNBA players are silently battling? Stay tuned to discover more. One voice, many journeys, a united stand for change, a united stand for lasting change. What makes this moment so exceptional isn't just the players involved. It's the timing and the unity, spanning different stages of the professional journey. Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexie Hull aren't just three skilled athletes. They are a living cross-section of the WNBA itself: rookie impact, veteran leadership, and rising potential. Their collaboration hints that what's happening behind closed doors is far bigger than any single player or franchise. It points to a deliberate effort to reshape the entire structure of women's professional basketball. Their collaboration appears to stretch far beyond personal ambitions, aiming instead at the deeply rooted issues players across the league have struggled with for years. Low salaries, short earning windows, and the ongoing need to play overseas just to stay financially stable. Clark's star power draws cameras and headlines, but paired with Cunningham's battle-tested experience and Hull's generational perspective, the trio forms a coalition with both visibility and credibility. History in professional sports shows that real reform begins when athletes from different backgrounds unite, using their collective influence to demand better. From NBA lockouts to the USWNT's equal pay fight, the message is clear. Solidarity drives progress. And now, with the WNBA experiencing historic peaks in viewership, merchandise sales and national coverage, the moment may finally be right for players to redefine their worth. Though the current collective bargaining agreement provides some protections and improvements, players still express frustration with capped salaries and limited long-term security. As leagues in Europe and Asia continue offering higher-paying contracts, the global comparison only heightens pressure on WNBA leadership to adapt. With the sport growing faster than ever and commercial interest soaring, the window for true structural reform may be wider than it has ever been. And how did overseas leagues quietly surpass the WNBA in pay? Stay tuned to see what unfolds. Timing, influence, and the future on the line. As excitement grows around the upcoming WNBA season, fans are already asking big questions. Can this roster make a title run? Is this finally the year the Indiana Fever rise to the top? But beyond the chatter about lineups and competition, something far more transformative is in motion. The timing of the recent joint move by Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexie Hull couldn't be more critical. It connects with major developments across women's basketball, expansion discussions, long-term media deals, and defining choices about the league's future. For players, this moment is bigger than a single season. It's a turning point. With the spotlight hotter than ever, the opportunity for athlete-driven advocacy has never been stronger. This new wave mirrors previous movements across sports where players used their platforms to demand fairer pay, improved working conditions, and greater influence in league decisions. What sets this moment apart is how modern athletes control their own narrative. Social media gives them direct access to millions and the ability to shape public opinion instantly. Clark, whose online reach rivals major global stars, can amplify that message at unmatched scale. But meaningful reform doesn't come from one voice alone. It comes from unity. And that is exactly what this alliance represents. Hull and Cunningham bring layers of credibility, one carrying the weight of past battles, the other representing the young generation set to inherit the results of this movement. With record-breaking growth, rising ratings, packed arenas, and renewed corporate attention, players now hold the power to influence more than just games. They are helping define the blueprint for what women's professional basketball will become for the next generation. And every choice made today could shape the opportunities of athletes still waiting for their chance. That's when three voices rose above the noise. Could they be rewriting the WNBA's future? Keep watching. A turning point for the game and beyond. With Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexie Hull stepping forward together, the focus now shifts to what exactly they hope to change, and how far their ambition extends. Their influence isn't just notable, it's unmatched in the current landscape of women's professional basketball. And now, in July 2025, their partnership arrives at a crucial moment for the WNBA, a league rising in popularity faster than ever yet still battling deep-rooted structural problems that have lingered for decades. The movement these three athletes appear to be leading may finally confront the issues WNBA players have voiced for years: low salaries, exhausting travel demands, and minimal off-season support. These challenges aren't new, but the voices now spotlighting them have never been more powerful or more widely heard. Clark, entering her second season with the Indiana Fever, isn't just a basketball sensation, she's a media force. Her ability to repeatedly attract record-setting crowds, push TV ratings beyond the million-viewer mark, and fuel massive merchandise sales has made her one of the most commercially valuable players the league has ever seen. When someone with that kind of reach teams up with veterans like Sophie Cunningham, who brings years of experience navigating the realities of professional women's basketball, and rising influencers like Lexie Hull, their message becomes undeniable. They're not fighting solely for themselves. They're speaking on behalf of every athlete, past, present, and future, who deserves a stable, respected professional career. What makes this effort even more significant is how far its effects could extend beyond the WNBA itself. If successful, the impact could stretch across all of women's sports, from pro soccer and tennis to track and field and Olympic competition. The questions these athletes are raising highlight universal concerns: equity, representation, fair compensation, and long-term athlete development. In many ways, They're speaking not only as basketball players but as trailblazers in a larger, transformative movement reshaping the future of women in sports. Meanwhile, corporate sponsors and major media outlets are paying close attention. The recent surge in investment, expanded streaming agreements, nationally televised games, branded features, and sold-out arenas shows that money is flowing into women's basketball like never before. But the real test is distribution. Will those profits return to the players who generate them? Will this wave of attention lead to improved facilities, more flexible contracts, and essential post-career support athletes urgently need? Caitlin Clark's unique ability to convert attention into action is already proven. Her enormous social media influence and mainstream appeal have drawn in fans who previously never watched a WNBA matchup. Her presence has shown what's possible when women's sports receive consistent and serious promotion. That momentum carries real weight. But the challenge now is turning that temporary spotlight into long-lasting, player-driven progress. This united front, Clark's star power, Cunningham's seasoned perspective, and Hull's growing leadership, may be the exact force needed to move the conversation from recognition to real reform. Because visibility matters, but only when it leads to change. And what they've begun could transform fame into true influence. Could this redefine women's basketball for generations? Stay tuned. The deeper significance of a united vision. As Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexie Hull continue capturing attention with their groundbreaking alliance, it's becoming increasingly clear that their vision reaches far beyond the hardwood. This isn't merely about higher pay or improved travel. It's about reshaping the entire future of women's basketball from the inside out. Their announcement, quietly delivered in July 2025 during a period of explosive growth for the WNBA, is raising serious questions. What specific reforms are they pushing for? And how far could their collective influence actually reach? One likely answer points toward areas that rarely dominate headlines: career development, educational outreach, and long-term community impact. These are the foundations of true sustainability in women's sports. While fans stay fixated on stats and playoff dreams, the players themselves are envisioning something far greater. A future where every athlete, not only the biggest names, can build a stable and meaningful career in the league they love. That includes upgraded training facilities, expanded medical resources, and structured support for life after basketball. International play adds even more dimension. Many WNBA athletes spend their off-seasons overseas, where salaries are higher and resources are often more advanced. Their exposure to different league models across Europe and Asia has widened the discussion about what's actually possible for women's basketball in the US. Clark's generation, shaped by this global view, isn't satisfied with tradition. They're aiming for transformation. And in today's media era, players no longer need a press conference or major outlet to amplify their message. Social platforms give them the power to rally fan support, highlight issues, and apply pressure exactly where it matters. But turning conversation into real change requires more than viral moments. It demands careful planning, legal guidance, and coordination with the Players Association. For their movement to succeed, it must combine emotional momentum with concrete, realistic goals that fit within the league's existing framework. Corporate sponsors, fans, and broadcast partners are paying attention as well. The league's commercial surge has created promising new revenue streams, but players are now asking the key question: will this money strengthen the entire WNBA or only benefit its most visible stars? Their partnership signals a push for fairness, visibility, and lasting structural change. One founded on unity, not ego. The movement's strength lies in its diversity. Clark's massive visibility, Cunningham's veteran insight, and Hull's expanding influence, all converging at a strategically perfect moment. Together, they may have the exact combination needed to challenge the old system and build something more inclusive, resilient, and influential.
So, what's your take?
Could this alliance between Clark, Cunningham, and Hull finally spark meaningful change across the WNBA? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.